Hello, this is Danny from the future. I just wanted to say the first 6 minutes of this podcast, the audio is a bit iffy, voices that crackle a bit, we get very quiet, I get a bit quiet, get a bit loud, but by the 6 minute mark, I fixed it. So, just so you know, yeah. Hello and welcome to the 15th episode of the Phrygian podcast. I am, of course, Danny, and I'm joined by my lovely jubbly co-hosts, Chris.
Hello.
And Gary.
If you hear me randomly burp, that's because I've got a can of Coke.
Okay, Gary's got a can of Coke. What kinds of Coke have you drank this week?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Or anything you drink.
Well, I've had some Alto wine.
Oh, I know. Skyrim.
You got on immediately.
I know, because I played it recently, but I still haven't finished it. Like every other game I play. Of course.
Have you not actually completed the main story?
Oh, I did, back on the Xbox 360 when the game was new. I think... Wait, no, I didn't! I got close. And then I was like, I'm level 60 or something, I don't care anymore. I did do most of the story, because I've also watched somebody do the story. I know about the dragons and the masks. I got a lot of the masks, didn't get them all. So no, I actually technically have never finished Skyrim. Huh.
I've finished the main story once before, but that is one game you can't 100% easily.
Well, I'm sure my dad would. He 100%ed
Yeah.
Fallout 4 on the hardest difficulty. That's the difficulty where everything weighs something, even bullets. And you have to
Nice.
you have to eat or you get sick and die, and you have to go to bed every night or you get sick and die. And there's no fast travel.
Okay, one issue I've constantly come across in Skyrim is the fact that I'm terrible for sleeping.
I see. Well, I'm also bad at it, but
Yeah, you're meant to do it to get bonuses and that and such.
yeah.
I think my first playthrough, I'd done the quest that starts the Dark Brotherhood, where you assassinate the old woman in the orphanage
Yeah,
that stops the kids from being adopted.
I've done that one before.
But when I first done it, I didn't sleep for real life hour, maybe more. And when my character did sleep, I get abducted by the Dark Brotherhood, and I'm wondering, what the fuck did I do? Because it was such a disconnection of time.
Now, I will have to say, Gary,
Yep.
when Chris speaks, can you hear a crackle at the end of his voice? Or is it just me?
I wasn't paying too much attention to the finer details. I'd need him to speak again. Chris, say something.
Great. I'm not even being listened to.
I listened.
Yeah, okay, so if there is, it's very vague and I can't really hear it.
I'm not sure what can be causing that. Well, Skyrim was one of the games that I've played.
Yeah.
But I have also played a bit more of Monster Hunter Generations. The one on the DS, not the Switch.
I see.
You know, actually, I was just going to say, speaking of Monster Hunter, I recently had a conversation with Jordan, and I found out he has Monster Hunter Rise.
God damn it.
Yeah, I knew, I told him directly, you're going to be jealous. And I was also
want to play it.
I was also in another part of that same conversation. He mentioned how his dad was capable of neutralizing my anti-tech abilities, so I had to tell him you're very much also like that. But enough about me and my lame superpower of killing technology.
I've done... My most recent hunt has been one called the White Elder God or something. basically a giant terrestrial dragon that doesn't fly, no wings, but it burrows in the ice.
That's kind of cool.
I actually have to check what the quest is properly called.
Okay, I will say I fixed the audio thing.
You hope.
I got the name completely wrong.
Okay.
Absolute
Okay, then.
Zero. The mission's name is Absolute Zero. It's a high-ranking mission, 7 stars.
And I assume 7's the highest rating that missions can go.
Sort of. There's technically 8. In Monster Hunter, you get 7 stars. Then the next rank above, it turns into a different rating.
Hmm.
But since Generations doesn't actually have that second set of ratings,
It just displays it as a bunch of question marks.
it essentially 8 stars, but it's within the 7-star selection. But it is a higher tier of difficulty.
Oh, I just checked something.
What?
Yeah.
Monster Hunter World on Steam is the same price as Alien Isolation.
Oh.
Well, I guess I'll get that another time. Wait a second. Alien Isolation was published by Sega?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I should have known everything about this game, but I didn't. There we go.
You know what that means then, don't you?
That
You're not
But
a
we
true
totally
fan,
need
Daddy.
to have you put mods on and replace the aliens with Sonic.
I mean, okay, mods in this game I think we can do.
Oh man, that would be
Sorry,
funny.
I just had a random thought.
Oh god.
Replace the
You
aliens
put,
with
like,
a cow instead.
What was your random
No, I was
thought,
thinking
Chris?
more of egg machines.
Eggman
Eggman
robots,
robot.
yes.
I mean,
Yeah, but I've played those 2 games and I've done a bit of manual work.
Oh, like physical labor or like game labor?
It's actual physical labour.
Ah, you see that, Gary? Me and Chris, we're working men.
And
Yeah,
I'm
I
just a sleepy boy.
trimmed a hedge with a pair of secateurs.
Ah, yeah, I've had to carry huge logs and cut off parts of them so they can fit inside a wood chipper, and then rip down a shed, then put that shed in the back of a truck, and then,
What, this week?
yeah, yesterday. That's why I'm so achy, and I have the money to buy Alien Isolation.
Ooh.
And I'm not even done, because when my uncle is, I'm doing it for my uncle. When he gets all the materials for his new shed, I have to come over and help him carry it to his garden, and I have to help him put all the tree stuff that we sorted and cut into the wood chipper.
I mean, if you end up getting paid about the same that you've already been paid for that, then
I mean,
it'd take what, just an extra week to get the other
Yeah.
game. So that wouldn't be too bad.
I don't think, well,
I think Monster Hunter World, if you get it, you'd be playing it on your own.
oh yeah, I
Because
would.
that's how
I mean, nobody has a PC or anything.
Well,
Yeah.
I do, but
Nobody has a PC that works.
or with the
fair.
capability
Yeah.
of playing it. Right.
Yeah, Lewis
Who's
is still
going
building.
next for their games?
Gary, would you or should I?
How big's your list?
Not too big, actually. I have
Go on then.
Okay, I've played some Portal 2. I'm almost at the end, I believe. Okay, GLaDOS is a potato, and I'm in the old facility. So that's how far I am in Portal 2. And I'm having a lot of fun. I like it.
That's nice. That reminds me real quick. Did you see that video I sent you, what was it, last night?
You've got to remind me, I've watched a lot of videos.
A guy made Portal 3 because Valve wouldn't.
I watched some of it. I didn't watch it to completion, but I did watch some of it.
Did you at least get to the part where he adapted the portal gun into a paint gun as well?
I did not. I got to the part...
There's a part in it where he basically fixes a paint attachment to it and ultimately makes it so that like the conversion gel and whatnot can all be loaded into it.
I see.
And yeah, he's made it so that it allows for very creative puzzle solving. It's he didn't really make a story or anything, but
No, he said that he was focusing on the gameplay itself.
yeah.
Oh, that's I should go and watch the rest of it. But yeah, I played.
After the podcast, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna risk typing anything in. Not while we're recording.
We don't need any more technical difficulties.
Yeah, I've had
Oh,
plenty
no.
of tentacles this week.
Oh my.
Which brings me to my next game, Hentai Haram. No, I haven't played that. Don't even know it exists. Actually, it probably does.
At the very least, you don't know a game exists with that specific title.
Yeah, exactly. Now,
Give it time, and it might.
I mean, I'm sure something along those lines does exist.
Just wait, in like 30 years, someone will stumble across this specific podcast episode and they'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna make that.
Yeah. Well, so I played Portal 2 because I obviously finished Portal 1. Portal 2 is much longer, but it's a good game. Then I played Jurassic World. Actually, Jurassic World Evolution, which is basically you create a zoo. Wait, don't do it, DMZ! DMZ! That was a completely different tune from not from Jurassic Park. That was from we made it ourselves. Completely original. It's the da da da, and that's all. It's just that.
Chris. When we close out the podcast, do that.
Oh god. So yeah, I played that. It's pretty fun. I would say I dislike how you have to unlock the sandbox through doing the campaign. I think that sucks because I don't give a shit about the campaign. I just want to create a park.
But doesn't the campaign have a tutorial anyway?
It does, but maybe it's just because I'm such a fucking god tier gamer. It's not that hard to figure out what to do. And if there's something I don't know how to do, I'll just Google it. Like literally anything else on Earth. So yeah.
Yeah.
But
And this is why you can't create a colony that survives in oxygen not included.
yeah, it's fine. Actually, they got a new thing on that I was looking at.
Ooh.
Where are you? Oxygen not included. There it is. They got major update, space out update. Hi friends, welcome to the Rad Bolt from the Blue update. This is where you efforts producing radiation aim over again towards the space. It's basically radiation stuff. So I guess they got nuclear whatevers. But I thought they did that in the past. Doesn't matter. I played Jurassic Park, and all that stuff, but the game I've really been going hard at. Oh yeah, wait, I did MCC. Done. Did the challenges. and Halo, the 343 have said that the new season 6, is coming out tomorrow. So, now there's no more like me saying, hey, I think it's here, or I read on the internet that it might be, yada. 343 said that it's on the 7th of April that is coming out. So
tomorrow from when we're recording, not tomorrow from when the video's been uploaded.
Oh yeah, no, it's a week ago from when you guys listened to it. So yeah, it's out. Go play it if you're Halo. If you like to go Halo like myself, then go play it.
Yeah.
So yeah, MCC. But the game I've been playing a lot is Resident Evil, the HD remake, and I've been really enjoying it. I played Resident Evil, the first one, when I was a kid, and then I played this one like 3 years ago on the PlayStation 4. So I kind of forgotten some of the things again. I can never remember the goddamn chemical puzzle. The chemical puzzle is just so fucking... I've written down notes to figure it out. Where did I put the notes? There it is. So, chemical puzzle. Red plus water equals purple. Yellow plus water equals orange. Yellow plus water equals green. Yellow plus purple equals orange, yeah. Green plus orange equals blue. blue plus red equals the one you need to get. How the hell
Okay.
how can I remember that?
Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I would end up remembering that through the repetition of doing it.
Well, yeah, but
Mm.
I'd only done it like when I was a kid, which I still can't fathom that I could figure out any of this shit when I was a kid. And then like
You probably
3
asked
years.
someone for help.
I don't think I did because nobody. Look, Denmark was a very different place when it came to gaming when I was a kid. Everybody played 2 games and only 2 games. That was
And they were?
Counter-Strike and
Okay.
FIFA. That was the 2
They're
games.
like complete polar opposites.
Yeah, I know. But that's basically the only games people played. Nobody had Xboxes. I was the only one who ever played an Xbox in my class. So nobody knew what Halo was, or any of that stuff, or Gears of War, or anything.
Danny, you're a revolutionary.
Well, it
So
makes...
what you're saying is you were the oddball.
Yeah. But the thing is, the
Nothing's changed there.
The only reason why I knew what Xbox was because I went to Ireland and my cousin there played Halo on his Xbox, and I was like, this is pretty fucking cool. This is much better than all the niche shit that I have to play, because you did get other games in Denmark. Nobody played them, so I was the only one who did. And I've never liked FIFA. I'm gonna say this right now to everybody out there who likes sports games. That's fine, up to you. I never really got it. I've never really been a big fan of sports, and I've never really been a big fan of sports games.
Power to you people. You can actually tolerate them.
Yeah, you can have fun.
Good job.
You can have fun whatever way you think is fun, but I just don't think those games are fun. But now
The thing is, I think that actually kind of applies to all three of us.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's good. But now I got on the side tangent. Yes, Resident Evil. I'm almost at the end. I'm not quite there yet. I just beat the big spider. I've already killed Snake. Yes, the snake.
Snake!
No, it's a big snake. But I really like that game, and I'm definitely gonna play. I'm playing it as Jill, and when I'm done with that, I'm gonna play it as Chris. And
Hello.
yes. And then when I have some spare change, I'm gonna buy Resident Evil 0, which is a game I never really played much of. So I wanna give it a go.
Maybe do a Danny plays of it.
Yeah, I could do a blind play
Ooh.
of that.
That'd be fun.
Because I've never played it. I watched somebody play it years ago, and I remember
And you forgot about it.
I remember one thing about it. You're on a train at some point, either the entire game or just at some point. Can't say any more than that.
Okay. Was that all the games we played?
Well, I haven't said mine.
Yeah, Gary hasn't said
Oh.
his, but that's mine. I'm done.
How did you miss that?
I actually got up and walked away briefly.
Rude!
I'm gonna edit that out. No, I'm not. I'm gonna keep that in.
Yeah. Well, can you still hear a slight metallic sound when I talk?
No. The thing is, I fixed that on my end, but I'm quite afraid because what I did is I turned down you guys, and then I was like, oh no, what about me? So I turned down me on OBS, and then I was like, oh no. So what I've done now is I've put us both on the same audio level on OBS, so we should be at the same audio level, which means if we're too quiet, I should be able to turn us up if we're at the same level, which I really hope we are.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
There is one thing I will know. I did just randomly hear a football whistle blow.
My dad's watching football.
I'm fairly sure. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm fairly sure it's because your dad's watching football, but
Yeah,
it's just, I did hear it.
Yeah, my dad
But it was kind of funny.
My dad likes games and football. That's his, and fishing. That's basically
Man,
my dad.
he'd be a relatively good Pokemon trainer.
He's never played
Right,
Pokemon. Yes, Gary, you should go on before we...
Yeah.
Ramble
Okay.
too much.
Okay, so I've played some Pokemon Go. I've caught a bunch of new Pokemon. That's been nice.
Mm-hmm.
There was basically a nice Easter event that it's kind of still going on, but I'm pretty well done with it anyway. Where they've added this nice special event where you've got to catch a bunch of Execute. It's funny because they're not actually eggs, they're more like seeds, but
Okay.
on Dragon Ball Legends, I've been doing a recent event because they added a new character tier.
Oh.
So I've got like the first character they've added to the game that's of that tier.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's been one of the things I've been really, really working on. Just trying to get that done. And
Oh.
he's fucking strong too. Like, excessively. Chris, you sounded like you were going to say something real quick.
Kind of, but not really.
Beyond that, I have not played much Fire Emblem Heroes lately. I should really get around to doing that. With Pokemon Masters, I got a character I was after, so that's very nice. It's Diane, a God of War. But the big thing, aside from playing a bit more Pokemon Black with Adam, who was playing Pokemon White, I very recently came into possession of Sonic Mania Plus. And my favorite story of this entire thing is within the first 20 minutes of gameplay, I broke it at least once. And in that first entire session, I actually broke it twice.
Now, if you
first time,
if you send me the clips, I'll put it in. Just gonna say that.
yeah, the first time I used Mighty's Hammer Drop and accidentally clipped an Eggman monitor, so I got hurt. But I slipped into a pipe in Chemical Plant as I did that. So when I got hurt, it knocked me out of the pipe into an area I couldn't actually get out of. So I was just kind of trapped there for a little bit. Had to restart the level. That wasn't fun. But in Mirage Saloon Act 1, I ended up coming across this random glitch. I don't know how it is that I triggered it, but I stopped the boss of that first level from spawning.
Oh.
You're supposed to wait for the heavy magician to come by and spawn like a giant caterpillar, and it never showed up. So if you end up looking at that footage, you will see Mighty just looks increasingly bored.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
beyond that, I don't think I've done much else aside from doing a bit more raiding on Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2
Okay.
for more stuff. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell, or rather
Nice.
an eggshell, because like Easter was this past week.
Yeah.
You just had to crack that joke.
Chris, you know me and cracking jokes. I love cracking jokes almost as much as I love cracking my neck.
I'm not.
Okay,
If you guys start
we're
punning,
not going into puns.
if you guys start punning again, I'm gonna stop the recording, and that'll be the end of the episode. I'll turn this car around. We won't go to Disneyland.
Aww,
I am seriously trying not to.
Donald Duck.
Wait, Gary, did you say something? Was it a pun?
That wasn't a pun.
Okay, good.
I genuinely want to beat the crap out of Donald for not healing me.
I've got my mouse
Yeah.
over the stop recording button, just so you know. Actually, I could just press space for some fucking reason.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, I was going to
Back
say
to
that
technical
was.
difficulty.
Oh god. But
It's really difficult not to pun when you're told not to do it.
okay, next thing, Dream Futures. Who wants to start? Who gonna do it?
I've already noted one down on like a Discord chat to Chris, so I'm gonna go first.
Okay, Gary, you
Okay,
go first.
you go.
Because I haven't seen Chris in person in a good while now. My dream future is a very simple one. I want to play some Sonic Mania Plus with him. He knows I've
Just
got the
to see
game.
how bad we can break it.
Yeah, because I remember you broke it with Sonic's Fire Shield Dash.
Yeah, I think that has been mentioned in a past podcast.
Just blitzing through a bunch of ice cubes all at once. The game just like, holy shit, what happened?
Yeah. Adding anything else?
No, that's pretty much it. I just want to be able to. I haven't actually started up Encore mode on this, so it'd be nice to play it.
Okay. I do have a dream future, and one what can be possible.
You've piqued my interest.
Well, it all depends on you, actually, Danny.
Oh, well, go on then.
The Legacy of Kain series,
Ah, yes.
we can't really do the Blood Omen games, and the first Soul Reaver games on Steam, but it's not viable.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's something wrong with the title and they're trying to fix it.
Okay, so they've got it up, basically to say it is here, but you'll have to wait.
They probably put it
Yeah.
up, realized they had broken it, and then took it down to fix it. So,
Soul Reaver 2 is there,
yeah.
but the one what I want to see is Defiance,
Yeah, the latest one in the series, if I remember correctly.
because it's the ending point of the story,
Yeah.
the last entry. But watching you play that would be a interesting one to do.
I've never played any of those games before. So,
Yeah. And it'll kind of give me a bit of closure on the whole franchise.
because did you ever play it?
No,
Ah.
I've basically now Blood Omen 2, Soul Reaver, and Soul Reaver 2. They're the ones what I've kind of played.
You know what? It would also be fun because I don't think we've ever done a game that none of us have played before.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
that would also be quite fun.
Yeah, thinking about it, I have Blood Omen 2 on GameCube. I've either played Soul Reaver or watched one of my cousins play it, and that was on PlayStation. And I've played Soul Reaver 2 personally
Because you've
recently
actually
as well.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned that. I know because I put the picture up of it.
What was that, last week?
No, I think it was last week again, the prior week.
Mm.
Ah.
But that,
So that's why I would want to see you play Defiance.
yeah,
Legacy of Kain Defiance.
that could be fun. I would be willing to do so.
Okay.
Okay, now it's
And
time.
your dream future.
Now, I would actually like to say that while I was trying to think of the one I forgot. Okay, look, Dream Futures pissed me off before we started because I've thought of one that I was like, it's not good, and then I thought of a really good one, like a, mwah, don't touch my fucking spaghetti levels of good, and then, then right before the goddamn podcast, I remembered it yesterday, but right before the podcast, I completely forgot it, and it really
Can't have been that good.
it really pissed me off. It really grinded my gears. But I thought of another one while we were talking about other games, and I've also got my not good one, which would be my first non-game related dream future. But I'm gonna say that one first because I also think it's very important, also for people to hear. Now, one of my dream futures would be that each of us have a way of recording our voice for the podcast. Basically, that we all have OBS, so we can all record like our own personal audio, and then you two can send it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason why that is because if we did that, if one of you were a bit too quiet, I could very easily turn you up instead of having to. The way it works now is all of audio is on one file.
Channel.
Yeah, one track. Track is what I was looking for, which means changing one person's audio is incredibly difficult and very time consuming. Now, if each of our audio was on their separate tracks, if one of us was a bit quiet, I could easily turn us up, or I could even make us all sound at the exact same audio level. So that would basically make all my audio troubles solved. So that would be my first non-game related dream future. But as we were sitting here, and I was just going through Discord, being like, blah 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 blah, I saw that Lewis sent a picture of his keyboard that we were talking about, right? Because Lewis just got a new keyboard, and that
and mouse.
And a mouse, and that made me think, do you know what I wouldn't mind doing? I wouldn't mind playing The Forest with all of us, including Lewis.
Oh.
Yeah, Chris, you might know what The Forest is. I don't know if Gary would know.
Is it an area full of trees?
It's basically an island with a lot of trees and cannibals, and it's a survival game. But it's not like, I know
it's a survival horror.
It's a survival horror, and it's not a survival horror in like the Resident Evil sense. It's more like Minecraft, but you don't really have to mine a lot. You basically just have to chop down trees and
So it's basically a survival horror sandbox game.
yeah, and you can get upgrades by going into caves and finding them and fighting stuff. It's basically. I know how you mentioned that you wouldn't really like Minecraft because you just mostly mine. Well, the premise of this isn't more like exploration and finding things, and there's an overarching story behind it and bosses and stuff. Well, boss enemies, I should say.
Yeah.
But I think that would be fun to play with all of us, including Lewis. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll see about getting hold of him.
well, I mean, the thing is, this is a dream future, which means we all need to have PCs or
Capable.
yeah.
Yes, that okay. Yep.
So it's still far off, but honestly, it's probably pretty cheap now. So if everybody got computers, if I had the funds, I would probably just buy it and send it to all of you. If I had the funds,
That's our biggest problem is funding.
yeah, money. Money is the
Yeah.
biggest problem, and we won't be making any money off YouTube anytime soon. But
I mean, there's always the Patreon idea, but I at the minute don't think we have
well, we don't have any,
enough.
we don't have enough people or anything to put on the fucking Patreon.
Yeah, that's also a problem.
My good idea
That-
just came back to me.
Yay! What is it?
Okay. Okay. What I would like to do is a very short form series, right? Where have any
Okay.
of you watched the videos where people talk and it's slightly animated but not completely? You know, basically you got drawings that like do stuff, but it's not like full framed animations.
They basically
Like
switch
Jaden
between
animated.
individual pictures to make it look more animated.
Yeah. I want to
Jaden animations.
Yeah, something like that. That is one of the examples I was thinking of, or at least something along those lines. I would like to do a series where we have like just like either a question or like even like a slight topic on something like that, but we each just or even if it's just something where we can ramble off and then I can take the best bits and do slight animations or something like that with. And a thing I would like to invest in is a drawing pad.
You know, Danny.
So-
just before you finish up there, that just made me think. Like, if people decide they want to join the Discord server on Chris's end, because he said he wanted to expand on that, didn't you, Chris?
Yeah.
Well, also the idea of people sending questions through Discord or maybe to me on Twitter, we could use that as a way to answer the questions.
Yeah, I think that would be a great idea. Like we have a question and then we each try to answer that question and then I animate us doing that. Basically, we would have each our own type of character. We'd have to workshop whatever you guys would want me to illustrate you as.
Yes.
But that's basically.
So you're going to illustrate yourself as Jolene.
I was thinking a walrus.
Aw.
What's
That's
the
nice.
difference?
Hey. Walruses have cool tusks.
Jolene is a beautiful thing, and you
Jolene is a beautiful baby seal.
and you don't talk ill of her. Not in my house. But yeah, that I love it when you do that. But that's okay. I'm so happy. I am so happy right now that I remembered that just on the top of my fucking head. God damn it. But that's Dream Futures. Wait, did everybody say that Dream Futures? I'm so euphoric right now.
I don't remember if Chris said his. Chris, did you say yours?
Yes.
Okay. Wait a minute. That sounded suspicious.
Legacy of Kain.
Okay.
Yes, you did. I remember that.
And I want to be able to break Sonic Mania Plus with Chris
Yes.
because we're mean.
But now we should get on to the topic at hand. And do you know what? I'm making a new thing here. I've got the topic ball, which is a big circular ball, which the person who has the ball will start off the topic, and I'm taking this ball and I'm giving it to you, Chris. Chris, here's the topic ball. Please go ahead.
Well, I'm going to immediately scrap the idea of the topic ball.
No, I'm giving you my ball,
Chris,
if you
Chris,
like it or
I'm
not.
open. Throw it here. Throw it here.
No, yes, give Chris. You.
Ow!
No,
You
don't.
dick!
That's my ball. Don't throw my ball. Oh God.
So, how many times did you have to say ball?
Not enough.
Oh my.
Ball. No, okay, no, we're getting on a side tangent. We're on the 40-minute mark.
Gary, you start it off since you've got something to say.
Okay. So, today's topic, I believe, was voice actors.
Yes.
Correct, Mundo.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Because that means the thing I have up was right. So, where do we begin? Seriously, guys, help me out here. I'm not good at beginning things.
Look, I'm not the one who.
Okay,
I'm not good with
fine.
the topic. That's why I gave Chris my ball. Chris was the one with who's like, I want Danny's topic ball, and I gave it to him. So here, Chris.
Damn it, I wanted to use a phrase. No, I don't want to.
Is it a pun?
Now, to get the ball rolling.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Fijian. Go on,
Right,
Chris.
voice actors.
Yes.
Should games use, if I say famous people to voice act? Or should I seek more, I want to say underrated or lesser known people?
Oh, that's actually a very good question.
Sure, you could have, I don't know, Laura Bailey.
Ah, yes, Laura Bailey.
Right. So, they wouldn't have come about if people stuck to famous people being voice actors.
To be fair,
makes sense.
if they'd have stuck to just famous people being voice actors, the big issue there would have been not enough of them.
But Laura Bailey is a rather common name when it comes to voice acting.
Oh yeah, she's done a lot of great stuff.
Yeah.
I want to ask, has Danny heard of any of her work?
Honestly, I probably have, but I cannot put it. I don't really think about the voices behind the characters in the games. I don't like, ooh, that's the voice of Jimmy Bob Billy. I love Jimmy Bob Billy's voice. I don't even think of that, but I probably have heard her in a game before. Just like Christopher Noel, I think it is. Is that who I'm thinking of? I don't know. Basically.
All right, Danny, here's one for you. Roger Craig Smith. I guarantee you've heard his voice.
I mean, I'm sure, but I don't recognize the name.
Chris Redfield in Resident Evil 5 and 6.
Well, yeah, of course. I've heard his voice hundreds of thousands of times throughout the many times I've played those games.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly.
So yeah, like I said, I've probably heard Laura Bailey many times, but I don't know who. I can't put the voice onto the person because I don't bother learning who the person is.
Yeah, I know that Gary's one of the ones what likes to find out who the voice actor is.
I do. Just a few samples. She did Kid Trunks in Dragon Ball Z way back when. She's done Blaze the Cat in more recent iterations of the Sonic series. She's done Lucina in Fire Emblem Awakening and Smash Bros. They're just off the top of my head, to be fair. I'm not going to look into it because there was something else I wanted to talk about, also relating to her.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. This is something from quite some time ago, and it's not actually game related, but it's to do with a voice actor.
Okay.
You probably won't remember this, but most animated movies and such had little known actors voice roles.
Mm-hmm.
But that kind of started to change around when Aladdin was actually made.
Are we on about the original animated one?
Yeah,
Yeah, it had Robin Williams.
as the genie.
Yeah.
And I believe it was Gilbert Gottfried as Iago.
That I do
But
not know.
basically, he wasn't keen on him being the main focus of the film selling point. It's not like nowadays where we have this film starring A-lister names.
Yeah.
He wanted it to be more on the down low, of which I do appreciate,
Yeah.
but they were a bit sleazy with that and didn't quite follow those rules.
Yeah, well, Disney being sleazy? What? No, never.
Disney. Such great potential, and you decide to cock it up.
But
Yeah.
I would like to say the voice actors that I do know of are Nolan North and Troy Baker, which are basically in every game. That's the ones I thought of that I didn't remember who were, but I've heard their voices many times. And I would also like to say, Chris, your original question of do we want like people who are voice actors or do we want stars to be voice actors is a very hard question because on face value I would say, well, obviously I want just to be voice actors, people who are just voice actors and not stars. But then God of War 4 happened with Christopher Judge, with Judge Chris Teal from Stargate.
Yeah.
And his voice acting in that game is like fucking top grade, like the shit. And I love it. So that question, because of that specific game, has become very difficult for me to answer.
Okay, so why don't I give the kind of view the actual voice actors say on Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to become a voice actor, actually look into proper casting and vocal training. Actually look to improve and don't feel bitter if you don't get a role, because that means that someone else is getting the role, and that keeps a very diverse variety of voice cast options.
But what if that person who gets a role already has millions of dollars because they're AAA star, and you can't feed your
Then
cat?
you know that the role's being done by someone talented.
I mean, that is a very positive outlook on it.
You've got to keep a positive mindset, because otherwise you'll become very bitter and you'll have this negative mindset. And if you're very negative, that'll even potentially carry over to the characters you may voice.
I will say one thing. Having famous voice actors does alter the game slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's the obvious recent one, or kind of old now, but there was one before that. I believe it was called Stranded.
Yeah, with oh wait, no. I was thinking of something else. I was thinking of the one with Norman Reedus. The walking simulator.
Yeah,
The walking
that's the one I
simulator.
was thinking of.
Oh, yeah. But I also actually, it's funny that you said that because just before you mentioned that, I was thinking, oh yeah, there's the PT, which the whole like end of the game, the big thing I was like, wow, is that it was Norman Reedus. It was supposed to be a Silent Hill game.
Right, it's just think we might be on about different games. Is that the one where they basically designed the main character after the voice actor?
No, the one I was thinking of is the okay. PT is basically you know what PT is, right?
I can't say I know.
Oh, it's basically that game that came out on. There was a demo for it that came out on the PlayStation 4, I think, but then the game was scrapped. And then the demo was incredibly popular. All the streamers and all the content creators were playing it. It's where you go through like a very small section of a house, and it's always the same, but it changes slightly again and again, and it was very scary. I mean, I didn't think it was very scary, but I also play a lot of horror games. But people would.
So you desensitized yourself.
Yeah, it's basically you know when Amnesia was popular and everybody was playing that on YouTube. It was basically
It sounds like something else. Layers of Fear.
yeah, no, Layers of Fear is quite similar actually, where you go through same areas, but PT is more centralized, where it's literally you go through a hallway, you go to the right, and then you go through a door, and then you are in the same first hallway. But there's also a bathroom, but that's behind a door you first can't open, but you can open it eventually.
Hmm.
I don't know how to explain it other than go look up PT at some point, because after they scrapped the game, the people were selling PlayStation 4s with the demo still on it for exuberant prices because they took down the demo after the game was scrapped and it was so popular that everybody wanted it. So there's still some people out there who have like PT on their PlayStation, or I'm sure somebody probably probably download it onto PC so you can download it illegally. But we would never do that or condone that, of course. Yeah,
Uh,
but
yeah, but
Yeah,
the
sure, let's go with that.
Stranded had the main character designed after the voice actor.
yeah, it was Norman Reedus, I think,
Hmm.
which is also
One
like
from Walking Dead.
yeah, exactly. The thing is, PT had the same guy, but I think actually after PT scrapped, god damn, I wish I could fucking Google this. I wish I could fucking find out.
Yeah. Famous voice actor can alter the game, but it might not always be for the better.
Hmm.
It's almost like a sponsorship,
Yeah,
because Stranded had a sponsorship, surprisingly,
Monster.
and it was, yeah, but it's the fact that it was either Monster or you could turn that off and it'll be cans of beer. So energy drink or alcohol. Yeah, not the best choices.
Actually,
But I
was it called
think
Stranded? Because I just googled Stranded on my phone, and the video game that came up is very much not the one we're talking about.
I can't actually remember what it is called.
I'm just gonna Google Walking Simulator with Norman Reedus.
Hmm.
Right. There are some games that could do with some more voice actors, but I understand why they don't do that.
What's that? Budget reasons.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because dare say if you listen to the Bandit NPCs, you realise that same person has voiced several of them.
Chris, it's called Death Stranding.
Ah, Death Stranding.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I feel bad. I should have spoke up because I actually felt that it might have been that, and that was ringing in my brain. I should have said something. I'm sorry. I failed you. I must commit
sort
to
of
seduce
close.
you. I'm sorry, what did you say, Chris?
I was sort of close, and I couldn't think. My brain couldn't snap to what it actually was. Yeah, but Death Stranding.
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't I dial back the thingy a little bit to the point I was going to get to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember how I was trying to keep that very sunny and optimistic outlook a little earlier when describing what actual voice actors say with regards to the kind of mindset if you want to start voice acting?
Yep.
Well, I think a part of that can be because if characters they voice get hated on so much, fans of the game that character's in, or of that TV series or whatever, might lash out for a creative decision that the voice actor has had absolutely nothing to do with.
Oh yeah, it's not the voice actor's fault that the character wasn't written correctly or something like that.
Or that the character's a complete asshole, or
Yeah, like it's a character in a game or a movie. It's not real. It's fiction,
now
Guys, it's fiction. Hello.
it's exactly. Now, the thing I think that actually proves exactly how well the character was portrayed by the voice actor is incredibly negative, but it shows that clearly those people have massive trouble separating fiction from reality if they can't tell that the actor and the character are separate people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably the same people who watch RP streams and complain to the streamer that they're being mean
Yeah.
when it's
Most
the
likely.
character
Most likely.
personality.
I don't like how this character of a serial killer that you're RPing as kills people. I think that's bad. How dare you, person who's acting as somebody else in a fictional setting?
But yeah, I basically looked into it and I've had this displayed on the phone screen for like the entire podcast now.
Oh god.
But basically, it was during. Like, I now remember the game because I had to Google the question. But effectively, Laura Bailey had received death threats around last July for playing the character of Abby in The Last of Us Part 2.
Oh yeah, that game didn't do very well because I can't remember.
Because people were slandering the choice of the character killing another more popular character.
See, and okay, look, the thing is, the game.
That is
well,
the writing direction.
well, the thing is,
She had nothing to do with that, except voicing the character.
yeah, but
Very well.
Gary, the thing is that okay, the Last of Us was a very good game. The Last of Us 2 wasn't a very good game compared when you look at the reviews and what I've seen of the game. Now you can't really blame the voice actors for that. That's the people
Very true.
That's the people who directed and wrote the story. Now it can be that, but even at that, even if you find out who's to blame for the game not being good,
It's still not okay to send death threats.
Exactly, it still doesn't justify that reaction. Literally nothing justifies that reaction. So
Yeah.
So even as a person who who loved the first game, and I haven't had the money to buy the second one, but from what I can see, it's not very good compared to the first one. I still haven't sent any death threats or said, "Do you know what? Your game sucks," because I mean it happens. Not all games are masterpieces.
It had the curse of part 2, the quest
Exactly.
for more money.
They should maybe do you know what? They should maybe have done the Valve strategy and just been like, "Do you know what? Let's not make a sequel." they could have done that. Unlike
I actually think that there was an interview with the developers that outright said that the reason that Abby killed that character, I can't remember who it was. I think it was. Thank you. Well, I believe that they actually said that that was because so many people were attached to Joel.
Well, yeah, but
and they did that partially to drive interest in the game.
Well,
sort of.
And the thing is, you also got to look. What did the people want? What did they want people to think about Abby? If Abby was a character that they wanted people to dislike, then that was a very smart thing to do. Because then they did their job. Now you have a villain. People love this character. This bad person killed this character everybody loved. Now people dislike them. Now, I don't know because I haven't played the game, but is Abby not the protagonist of the game?
Couldn't tell you offhand because I also haven't played it, but I think there are supposed to be sections where you play it as Abby.
Well, okay, I mean that's fine then. But the thing is, if the idea was, hey, we want people to really like Abby, let's have her kill this very loved character, then that was a bad creative decision. But even a bad creative decision shouldn't go on to the voice actors, and people who made that decision still shouldn't get death threats. Because it's a game in the end. Guys, I know we're gamers, and I know people hate when people say, it's just a game, but it is just a game. I mean, games are fun. I love games, but games are just games in the end.
And here's the thing. We play games. Heck, I love getting lost in the reality of games if I can.
Oh yeah, me too.
But that's the thing. They are an escape. If you don't like the content, play something else.
Yeah, there's a shit ton of games out there.
Well, before this goes on to a really bad tangent.
Yes.
How much time do we have?
Not a lot.
Basically, so, into words of wisdom?
Yeah, we should wrap it up here. Now, words of wisdom. Do any of you have any good ones?
Give me a sec. I posted something that I kind of want to use as a more light-hearted words of wisdom.
Okay.
I believe
Okay.
that Lewis shared one in Discord.
If you could please recount those, please do.
His words of wisdom were, if you look up, make sure to look down.
That's deep coming from Lewis.
I don't know what that means.
Well, think about it. If you look up, you'll get a crick in your neck. So you have to look down again to not get a crick in your neck.
I see.
Now, here's the thing. My words of wisdom are designed partially in counter to that.
Okay.
You can look down on me all you want, but if I sit down, you'll get a crick in your neck. So suck it, elitists.
Oh God.
Because elitists love looking down on things.
I see.
They're so right. So they're so high up. So yeah, look down on me all you want, but I'm going to make you get a crick in your neck.
Okay. I like those. Chris, do you have words of wisdom, or should I go on with mine?
Go on with yours.
Mine is, don't take everything too seriously. When it comes to games or movies or anything like that, it is what it is. Don't like ruin yours or anybody else's life, because like sending a death threat, that can blow back in your face very quickly. Like
if I can, I was finish the words. Finish the words.
Well, I was just gonna say, like if you're in court for possible murder and you haven't actually done it, and then some lawyers like, well, you actually 2 years ago you said to Laura Bailey or whatever, I'm going to stab you in the stomach. It's quite weird that somebody who's innocent would write something like that. Looks at the person who
kind of shows intent to be aggressive.
Yeah, exactly. So just don't get so serious about. Don't take things so heavily. I mean, come on. That's my words of wisdom.
Okay, what I was going to say is effectively to support what you've said. Remember this: a lot of the people that make all these super serious games, they do it in a different aspect of love for the content than what you necessarily pick up on. So basically, if you enjoy something that's lighthearted and cheerful, that might just be because they're going through something that they don't want you to know, and that's part of their mask.
Oh.
Something that they're kind of using to shield some of their true self from the world by presenting you something joyful and happy. And it's okay to like that. Sorry, got a little deep there.
That's a bit too deep
Robin
for mine.
Williams, I believe he said words along the lines of this. Some of the people who make you smile and laugh are the ones what have been hurt the worst.
Yeah.
Well, on those very happy words of wisdom, oh God, we got to a very dark place very quickly.
Just think of us for a moment. We're absolutely fucking ruined.
Oh God, Gary, let's not go there. Hey, everybody, thanks for watching or listening or whatever.
Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and maybe follow us on Twitter and join our Discord server or some shit like that.
Yeah, do all that stuff, and have a nice evening. Goodbye, everybody.
Actually, dislike it if you didn't like it, and then tell us in the comments how wrong we are, or whatever.
Yes, do that. Now, everybody, goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.